I'm shy.
You're shy. You're the one leading this.
Oh gosh. You can't be acting all shy and scared.
Right? You have to be bold. Girl, we are not like this. I can't do it. Okay.
Action. Hello everyone. Welcome to What Do You Need to Start? Episode 2 with our special guest.
Isabella Mushere.
So when you hear what do you need to start, what do you think of?
When I hear what do you need to start? I think of community. That's what I think of first. Whatever you go out to start, you need a good backing. You need people to back you. And you need support. So that's what I think of.
So you're an alumni of Hope College?
That I am, praise God.
I don't know how you consider yourself, but when would you say what age you became conscious of your leadership?
I think high school, junior year, I think it was my junior year, that I would say, okay, like, I'm a leader. But I've always been bossy. That's not leadership, though.
If you could find a way where what do you need to start played in your college experience, where would you place that?
Yeah, I think it would be the same thing, community. I feel like throughout my time, I always had, for the most part, I had support and people to talk to when things were going bad, when things were going good. And I feel like that fuels you, like, whatever season you're in, it like fuels you to keep pushing.
What would you say is the core of a good community?
I think understanding, because once you have understanding between people, then it's easier to communicate about things you don't agree on, about things you agree on. And when you have that mutual understanding that built trust, then it's easier to have a relationship that goes both ways. And when you have enough of those people, and you don't even need more than, what do they say? When two or three are gathered, the presence of the Lord is there. You don't need too many people, but you need like good people that you can trust and have that understanding with.
Just discuss a little bit about the TEDx experience.
It was intense. The perfectionism in me definitely kicked in, like at the deadline mark. I was already procrastinating, but then the perfection, you can't have both perfectionism and procrastination. I really don't understand how this works, but so I'm there just like fighting the deadline, and I'm also like, I just want this to be like right for the community that I'm speaking to.
What was the title of your TED Talk?
Or is the journey out of silence, bridging the gap between African immigrants and their children.
So you discussed how like what do you need to start makes you think of community, and the core to the community is mutual understanding. For like what? Because in order to do your TED Talk, you had to start somewhere. So it's like, where did you start with community and core and like the title of it? Like, yeah, how did you start with those initial ideas of making your TED Talk?
I like that. I like how you just incorporated everything being said into the interviewing skills on point. So I would say definitely talking to family, because I'm representing African immigrants. So talking to African immigrants that I know, I call him Uncle Acha, Dr. Goris, or Acha Goris, and he gave more feedback on what his journey was like coming to America, and talking to my parents and talking to just other people in the community that I know briefly, and then talking to a lot of the kids side to represent kids of African immigrants, and just make sure that I'm getting like a good scope on representation. Like wherever you go, you should have the longing to represent yourself first, because you can't tell anyone else's story. But there's several stories similar to yours that you want to represent well or get a good grasp of. You have to find your people. You have to find your people. Or ask other people if they have people, networking, all that.
But I definitely would consider you a leader within our youth. So what advice would you give to someone in their youth that's thinking about leadership or considering?
Wow. There's not one way to lead, because I think sometimes we look at like the person who's at the front of the stage as the leader, but you can lead in any position that you're called to. Just knowing that you can lead well and that you don't need the same qualities as your neighbor to be a leader.
I don't know. Social media exists. So
Okay.
there's a lot of comparison with
Yes.
our youth right now. So I think it's very valid that we focus on our own individual leadership and how we choose to think as leaders.
Yeah. No,
So
social media is toxic. Yeah.
ah, thank you so much for sharing your journey and your story with us today, whether they're considering being a leader or not. If you have any last words for the youth.
I would say that, like, your leadership qualities are inside you. Like, you do need that validation from, not the source. The source doesn't need to be other people, but you do need that support from other people. Thank you so much for having me on the space. It's been a great 4 years with you. So I just wish you all the best on what's to come. It's gonna be good.
Thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you for episode 3.
Thank you. Bye.